Good morning, welcome. Have you ever wondered why two people can have the exact same illness? Say, for example, the same surgery or the same injury, yet one person seems to recover incredibly quickly while the other struggles for months, maybe even years. Fascinating question, isn't it? As a physical therapist, I used to ask myself this question all the time. Two patients would come into my clinic with almost identical shoulder injuries. Same age, same fitness level, same diagnosis. And I'd use the same treatment techniques. I'd give them the same exercises. And yet, 6 weeks later, one person would be back on the tennis court and the other person would still be in pain. And my first thought was maybe just the one person simply worked harder, or perhaps that person was just more genetically lucky. But the longer I worked in healthcare, the more I realized that healing is a lot more complex than what we often think. Healing isn't just about the injury, it's about the whole person. So today we're going to explore why. So I'd like to welcome you to the hidden side of healing. I'm Nicole Fouche with Pranic Healing Tampa. And every week we explore the connection between science, energy, and practical healing to help you live a healthier, happier, and more joyful life. So if you're joining me for the first time, welcome. I'm really grateful that you're here. So before we go any further, let's think about something really incredible right now. As you're sitting here listening, your body is healing. You don't have to tell it what to do. You don't have to consciously repair your skin, direct your immune cells, instruct your liver. Your body already knows, right? If you cut your finger, your body will do what it needs to do to stop the bleeding. A clot forms, new tissue develops, the skin repairs itself. Just think about that for a moment. Every second of every day, your body is working tirelessly to keep you alive. Master Choa Koksui, who's the founder of Pranic Healing, beautifully described the body as a self-repairing machine. And I love teaching that because it reminds us that healing isn't something we manufacture. Healing is something that we support. Our role in pranic healing isn't to force the body to heal. Our role is to remove the obstacles that prevent healing from happening. So I often explain it like this. Imagine you're trying to grow the most beautiful garden. You don't force the flowers to bloom. You simply provide the right conditions: healthy soil, sunlight, water. The flowers already know how to grow. The body is exactly the same. Healing is natural. And sometimes we've created conditions that make healing more difficult. So let's look at what the science tells us about this. So researchers have shown that many different factors influence how quickly we recover. Sleep, nutrition, stress, movement, inflammation, our nervous system, our beliefs, our emotional well-being, just to name some. So have you ever noticed when you're under tremendous stress, everything feels harder? You don't sleep well, you don't digest your food as well. If somebody's sick, you're going to catch that illness. Even small injuries tend to linger. It's not your imagination. Chronic stress actually changes the chemistry of your body, increases cortisol, influences your inflammation. It affects your immune function. It changes the way the nervous system processes pain. Our body's trying to protect us. But when you remain in survival mode for weeks, for months, for years, healing naturally slows down. So one of the reasons Master Choa taught emotional health is not separate from physical health. And this is where I get really excited, because he reminds us that the energy body and our physical body are constantly influencing each other. So imagine you're building a house. Before the bricks are laid, before the roof goes on, there's a blueprint, right? The blueprint guides every single thing that follows. So in pranic healing, we understand the energy body in a similar way. Your energy body serves as the blueprint that helps organize and support the physical body. So when that blueprint is healthy and balanced, the physical body is better supported in its natural healing processes. When the energy becomes depleted or congested, the body has to work much harder to remain in balance. Now, I want to be very clear about something because this is important. Pranic healing doesn't replace medical care. It doesn't replace your physician, your therapist, your medications, or any other appropriate treatment you may be having. Instead, it works beautifully alongside conventional healthcare by supporting the body's own ability to recover. As someone who spent years doing physical therapy, this was one of the things that attracted me to pranic healing. It wasn't asking me to abandon science. It expanded my understanding of healing. I realized I had spent years treating muscles, joints, movements, but I'd never been taught about the body's energy system. Learning about the aura and the chakras didn't replace what I already knew. It completed the picture. And the more I applied these principles, the more I saw people not only recovering physically, but becoming calmer, sleeping better, and feeling more hopeful. Master Choa Koksui often said, energy follows thought. Think about that. If your mind is constantly focused on fear, what if I never get better? What if this pain never goes away? What if I'm broken? Your body is receiving those messages every single day. Now compare that to someone who said, my body knows how to heal. I'm going to give it every opportunity to recover. I'm going to nourish it, rest it, move it, support it. Those two people are living in completely different internal environments, and the body responds to that environment. So one of the things I love most about pranic healing is that it gives people hope, not false hope, empowered hope, because hope changes your behavior. When people understand that they can actively participate in their healing, they begin making different choices. They sleep more intentionally, they manage stress differently, they meditate, they breathe, they forgive, they bless. They become partners in their own healing. I remember one student telling me after taking basic pranic healing, for the first time in years, I don't feel helpless anymore. And that statement stuck with me because that's really what this work is about, not creating dependence, but creating empowerment. One of the greatest gifts Master Choa gave the world was showing regular, ordinary people that healing is a skill. It's not a gift reserved for the select few. It's a skill. Just like learning first aid, just like learning CPR. Give me 1 second. Can you give me 1 second? I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm back. Sorry. So let's get back to basics. So in the basic pranic healing class, one of the very first things you'll experience is learning how to feel energy with your own hands. It's always one of my favorite moments to watch when people just arrive and they think, I can't do this. And in a short amount of time, they're actually sensing energy for themselves. It's no longer a theory, it's an experience. So in the basic pranic healing class, you learn how to scan the energy body to identify areas that are congested or depleted. and simple techniques for cleansing and energizing the chakras to support the body's natural healing processes. These are practical tools that you can use for yourself and the people you love. So imagine your child comes home from school overwhelmed. Imagine your spouse has a headache. Imagine a friend is going through a difficult time. Instead of feeling helpless, you have simple techniques that can support them. And that's so empowering. So I'd like to leave you with one final thought. Healing isn't just about getting back to where you were. Sometimes it transforms us into someone that's even stronger, wiser, or more compassionate than we were before. Some of the greatest blessings in my life came because I was willing to explore a different understanding of healing. I'm so grateful that Master Cho had dedicated his life to making these teachings simple enough for people like you and me that we could learn them. So if today's conversation has sparked any curiosity within you, if you want to understand your own healing journey, if you ever wished you had practical tools to help the people that you love, I'd love to invite you to our next basic pranic healing class. And remember, knowledge gives you hope, and this experience could change your life. So if you're interested, comment basic below, and I'll send you some more details. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next week. Thank you. Thank you.